Hello and welcome to the October 12th auction preview video of Asian Arts. We have a wonderful collection from a Bedford estate of Chinese export, so a large collection, and we're going to begin here with this beautiful Chinese export enamel decorated platter with this beautiful reticulated edge, animal decoration with flowers, and a wonderful gallery label to the underside dating this at 1770, so it is a late 18th century example and it's in very good condition for that time period. From another estate, we have this Japanese cloisonne tea service. It's just petite and sweet and so beautifully decorated. I mean, the cloisonne work is just an intricacy that's unimaginable to be able to create, and really just a beautiful detail. Here's the underside, so it's this little suite with the teapot, creamer, sugar, teapot, tea, cups, and saucers, a really wonderful set. A carved jade guanyin seated with a ruby and jade necklace and a jade accent here, but just a nice little decorative piece. Another Buddha head in this sale, so we have this wonderful Buddha head on tapered wood stand, really quite nice. Moving on to some more porcelain, we have this pair of Chinese coral red vases with decoration of urns, really just an unusual and really beautifully decorated enamel decorated pair. Just again, intricacy to detail. There's kind of a high relief aspect to the enamel work, and here is the underside of each with a 6 character mark. And here is a Chinese export Indian market dish. So we have the central elephant with rider, figural decoration to the border. And again, here is the underside with the gallery label. And again, this is dated 1770, so another late 18th century example. Moving on to some jade. This is also from our Bedford estate. So we have this little jade mouse with tag and seal stamp. This is estimated at $300 to $500 from a separate estate. So these pieces are individually grouped, but from the same estate. We have a carved jade dragon or qilong belt buckle at $300 to $500, and then this really wonderful carved white jade pendant. So we have this interlocking rings with ruby clouds, and then it's this little dish form, so it's really quite sweet. The carving on the underside is just beautiful. A pair of grisaille Chinese export lidded urns, petite in size but really wonderfully decorated. Lots of images online. We've already lotted early, so there's some tape just for security, and here is the lot number, which is 253. Another interesting group in this sale is again from our Bedford estate, and this is called chicken skin. So they are Chinese export, and I don't know if you can see the detailing here, but the chicken skin is attributed to this kind of textural finish, so little dots, kind of similar to when you get goosebumps. So really quite nice, and it is a pair, beautifully enamel decorated scenes with figures, and the two are together. Another Chinese export example in the sale is this lidded tureen with beautiful floral finial, enamel decoration throughout. We have this pierced decoration to the lid, and again, here is the gallery information. So this is slightly earlier at 1760, but again, a nice rare 18th century example. And this is one of a pair. This is from a separate estate, so this is from Manhattan. Large in size, Fami rose enamel decorated, but what's really nice is this unusual kind of paneled decoration. So we have these tiered scenes, so just a lot of decoration throughout, just the enamel work, again, the intricacy to detail, really quite nice. I'm going to show you the underside. And this did come from Manhattan, an important state with a lot of important Chinese art. And then we have these beautiful pierced handles. And here we have a pair of Chinese export enamel decorated dishes with figural scenes beneath a pine tree with ruby clouds, etc. Children playing in the foreground. And again, here's the seal mark to the underside in really quite beautiful condition. From a local Larchmont estate, we have these two Chinese vases together. We'll begin here with this Chinese Fami Vert vase, crackle glaze and floral decoration. Here is the underside with this carved wood stand. And then we have this wonderful Chinese Amari style, so in the Japanese style vase, in this really, I love this stand. So it's got this bamboo decoration, so you just lift this up, and the interior is this wonderful blue and iron red decorated vase with a 6 character mark to the underside, decorated with birds and flowers, and these two vases are together. Moving on to additional Chinese export in the sale, we have this teapot and saucer. So we have this birds and flowers, rooster and flowers dish. Here is the underside again with this paper label, and this is dated 1735. And then we have this wonderful floral decorated teapot, Again, I will show you the underside, so beautiful floral decoration, and here is the underside. So those two items are together. And then we have this collection of Chinese export, so 4 pieces together. Again, beautifully articulated. So we have this wonderful dish with a reticulated border, floral decoration. Here is the underside with the label. We have a teacup and saucer, so I can stick this on here for you. Just really beautiful scalloped decoration to both the teacup and the saucer. And look at the feet. Just this vine decoration is so beautifully detailed. And then we'll just look at the underside here, so you can again see the attention to detail in this vine decoration, and the fact that it's intact and doesn't have any breaks to it is pretty unbelievable. And then we also have this, again, reticulated teacup, and this is double walled. So it has an exterior reticulated border and then an interior that allows for liquid or food to be stored. This is one of a pair, so this is Japanese bronze, and this is just, I think that this transcends the Asian market and can also just be decorative for anyone's home decor. It's really so beautiful, and I think in vogue at the moment. These kind of tall candlesticks would look great on anyone's table, and there's a beautiful attention to detail and just the kind of the reticulated, or the line work to all of these flowers, really quite nice, and this is a pair. Moving forward to two deities in the sale, so we have Ganesh, and then we have a seated gilt bronze Buddha, so really quite nice. Here is the underside of each. So we have the underside of the Ganesh, and then the underside of the gilt Buddha. Moving forward from a Nyack estate, we have this very large jade carved carp, really quite nice at $300 to $500. And then from another local estate, we have this lotus form dish with the carved jade handle. So this does fit in there quite nicely, but it has been removed, so we're just keeping it out just for safety purposes. Another example of Japanese bronze in the sale is this large crane with lotus flowers. So really quite nice, large in size. It does have these gold eyes, which is really quite nice. And just a beautiful example of Japanese art. Moving on to some additional Chinese exports. So we have these 3 teapots together, again from our Bedford estate. So we have some armorial work and this beautiful woven handle. We have some floral decoration to both of these, and again, really quite nice. I'm going to take the lids off to show you the underside of each. So we have this kind of indented underside to each, but really quite nice. And these 3 teapots are together. And then we have these 2 lotus form dishes. So again, with the label from Sarah Potter, and these are again late 18th century, circa 1770, and just beautifully decorated with the enamel work. And here is the underside. So great age, great condition, and really just a beautiful pattern. Moving on to some Japanese prints and Japanese porcelains. This is Utagawa Hiroshige, and this is a snow scene, so really quite nice. And all the signatures, it's a rare print. Unfortunately, there's toning throughout, but really a great addition to anyone's collection. This is Kiko Manami, and this is a more contemporary Japanese artist, and this is titled Girl with Sunflowers, or Little Girl with Sunflower. Again, really quite nice, and it is an edition of 50, and this is number 31. A Japanese blue and white large platter, some condition issues, but really beautifully decorated. And here is the underside. And last but not least, we have this Watanabe Japanese woodblock print of 2 kind of robed ladies, but really quite nice, and it is dated 1968, and this is estimated at $300 to $500. There are tons more Chinese export porcelains for you to take a look at. We have a great screen that is ex-Bonhams, some wonderful bronzes, so please check our website for the additional items, and we hope to see you on October 12th.